Hi students, good morning to all. Today we are going to learn our new lesson, lesson 3, Forest and Wildlife. Forest and Wildlife. Okay, can you name a few things that get from that is given to us by nature? Can you name a few things that is given to us by nature? Yes, we can name so many things like sunlight, then air, water, then sunlight, air, water, then plants, then we got soil, minerals, then forest. We can see around us forest are present, so forest is also given to us by nature. And also inside the forest we can see loads of animals, different kinds of animals are present inside the forest. Okay, so these forest, the animals present in the forest are called wild animals. Okay, wild animals. So the wild animals also given to us by whom? Nature, given to us by nature. Okay, then what all things given to us by nature? Yes, first of all we can say that air, then water, then what? Air, water, sunlight. These are the main things needed for a living organism for their survival. If it is one of the thing is not needed, if the living organism is going to die. Okay, so these all things like air, then water, then sunlight, air, water, sunlight, then forest, soil, then minerals, then wild animals, etc. are given to us by nature. So these all things are called natural resources. These all things are called natural resources. Natural resources. Okay, once again, what are natural resources? Natural resources means the useful things given to us by nature are called natural resources. The useful things given to us by nature are air, water, sunlight, forest, soil, minerals and wild animals. Once again, air, water, sunlight, forest, soil, minerals, wild animals, etc. These all things given to us by nature. So these all things are called natural resources. These all things are called natural resources because they are get from where? From our nature. So these are called natural resources. What do you mean by natural resources? The useful things that are obtained from nature. The useful things that are obtained from nature are called natural resources. The useful things that are obtained from the nature are called what? Natural resources. All of you understood about natural resources? Okay. Next, in this lesson we learn about the two very important natural resources of our country, that is forest and wildlife. In this lesson we learn about two very important two types of natural resources, that are forest and wildlife. The forest and wildlife are what? Natural resources. What do you mean by natural resources? What are natural resources? The useful things that are obtained from nature are called natural resources. The useful things that are obtained from nature are called natural resources. Okay. Then In this lesson, what we learn about which natural resources we learn about in this lesson? Yes, we learn about forest and wildlife. Our lesson name forest and wildlife. All of you understood? Okay. So next we learn about the two types of natural resources. Important natural resources are the natural resources can be classified into two types. Then they are, first one, natural resources are classified into two types. The natural resources, natural resources are of two types. First one, exhaustible and inexhaustible resources. Exhaustible natural resources. Exhaustible natural resource and inexhaustible natural resources. Inexhaustible natural resources. Okay, the natural resources are of two types: exhaustible natural resources and inexhaustible natural resources. What do you mean by exhaustible natural resources? What do you mean by exhaustible natural resources? Exhaustible natural resources are those that will exhaust if we continue using them. It is not present our nature. So if we continue using them, it will exhaust. So such a type of natural resources are called exhaustible natural resources. Exhaustible natural resources. What are exhaustible natural resources? Exhaustible natural resources are those that will exhaust if we continue using them. If we continue using them, it will exhaust. Example for exhaustible natural resources. Example for exhaustible natural resources are minerals, coal, then natural gas and petroleum. Minerals. Then example for exhaustible natural resources are mineral, then coal, petroleum and natural gases. These are examples for what? Exhaustible natural resources. What are inexhaustible natural resources? Inexhaustible natural resources are those which will not exhaust on continuous use. Which will not exhaust on continuous use. Okay. So what do you mean by inexhaustible natural resources with examples? We can say that the inexhaustible natural resources are those which will not exhaust on continuing or continuous use on continuous use. Which will not exhaust on continuous use. They are called inexhaustible natural resources. Inexhaustible natural resources. Okay, all of you understood about the two types of natural resources. What are natural resources? Natural resources means the useful things which are obtained from nature are called natural resources. Example for natural resources, yes, we can say that air, water, sunlight, soil, minerals. Then what? Air, water, sunlight, soil, minerals. Then what? Then we can say that our wildlife, forest, etc. are example for natural resources. These natural resources can be classified into two types. First one, exhaustible natural resources and inexhaustible natural resources. What are exhaustible natural resources? The exhaustible natural resources are those which will exhaust if we continue using them. So these are called exhaustible natural resources. Example for exhaustible natural resources are mineral, coal, petroleum, and natural gases are example for inexhaustible natural resources. What are inexhaustible natural resources? Inexhaustible natural resources are those which will not exhaust on continuous use. Which will not exhaust on continuous use. Example for inexhaustible natural resources are example for air, sunlight, then water, soil, plants, animals, etc. are example for inexhaustible natural resources. These natural resources are not exhaust, which will not continuous use, Okay, so we know that air, sunlight, water, etc. are abundant in our nature. So it will not exhaust if we continuous using them. Okay. Then once again about natural resources. What do you mean by natural resources? Natural resources are those resources which the natural resources means the useful things which are obtained from nature are called natural resources. Example for natural resources are air, water, sunlight, then forest, then mineral, soil, and also wildlife are example for natural resources. There are which are the two types of natural resources: exhaustible natural resources and inexhaustible natural resources. What are exhaustible natural resources? Exhaustible natural resources means the exhaustible natural resources are those which will exhaust if we continue using them. Then inexhaustible natural resources are those which will not exhaust on continuous use. Example for inexhaustible natural resources are air, water, sunlight, water, soil, plants, animals. An example for exhaustible natural resources are mineral, coal, petroleum, then natural gases, etc. Okay. Next, in your textbook, page number 191, we can see the example for exhaustible natural resources. Petroleum, then mineral, coal, then natural gas, then minerals, etc. are example for exhaustible natural resources. Then example for inexhaustible natural resources are sunlight, water, wind, forest, then animals, plants, etc. are example for inexhaustible natural resources. Okay. Next we learn about conservation of resources. How we can conserve our resources. Conservation of resources. Next we learn about conservation of resources. Conservation of resources means the exhaustible resources. If we do carefully, conservation of resources means using the exhaustible resources carefully to protect them, and also to make sure that they last over a long period of time. Okay. Then if the inexhaustible resources need to be conserved, which are the example for inexhaustible resources? Inexhaustible resources are air, water, sunlight, soil, plants, and animals. So these resources, even some of the inexhaustible resources need to be conserved. For example, wildlife. For example, wildlife. Wildlife is a natural resources. So it is included in the category of inexhaustible resources. Inexhaustible resources, wildlife. We know that the animals in the wildlife are hunted by in our day-to-day life. So the wildlife natural resources is needed to conserve. So if we keep hunting them, so the ability of the wildlife animals to reproduce is decreased by day. So their offsprings do not grow in every day, and also their number is decreased in the wildlife. So our wildlife natural resources should be conserved. Okay. So some animals are disappear due to hunting. Some animals are disappear in our wildlife sanctuary. So it should be conserved. It is needed to conserve the wildlife. So we know that in our surroundings, we know that the wildlife sanctuaries are present for conserving the wildlife animals. For example, we can take the ecotourism in Tenmala. So it is also here also we can say that the conservation of wildlife animals is taken place. So it is needed for our nature. The wildlife animals are needed for our nature. So we should conserve them. If it is disappear from the nature, we cannot bring back them. The reproduction and the new ones or the offsprings did not came back in our nature. Okay. So what do you mean by extinction? Some wildlife animals, due to hunting, some wildlife animals are going to extincted from the nature. What do you mean by extinction? What do you mean by extinction? Extinction means disappearing of animals from the earth. Disappearing of animals from the earth. Disappearing of animals from the earth. Disappearing of animals from the earth are called extinction. If the hunters are going to the wildlife or the forest, they are hunting some animals in the wildlife, so they cannot reproduce their young ones. So they can disappear. They are disappearing from the earth. So they got extinction from the earth. So we should conserve the inexhaustible resources like wildlife. So in our near place like Tenmala, wildlife sanctuaries are there. So there also we can see that some animals are conserved. So it is needed for our nature, for balancing our nature. Okay. Then next one. How extinction takes place in our earth? Due to hunting. We all know that due to hunting, extinction of wildlife animals is taken place in our earth. So our government makes so many programs for conserving the wildlife animals like lion, then tiger, one-horned rhinoceros, etc. like that. Okay. So due to hunting, some animals are extincted from the earth. They get extinction due to hunting. So due to this, our government produced some programs for saving the wildlife animals like a tiger, lion, etc. like that. So we can see that in Gujarat, Asiatic lions are conserved. Asiatic lions are conserved. So like this, so the government government produced some laws, some laws for the conservation of some animals like tiger, or saving the animals like tiger. Okay, next we are going to, all of you understood about how conservation of resources takes place. We all know that our coal, minerals, then our petroleum gases are going to exhaust if we use them continuous. So we should always careful for the conservation of that resources. And also wildlife is a inexhaustible natural resources. It should also conserve because the wildlife animals are hunted by the peoples or by the human beings. So due to this, the extinction of some wildlife animals are taken place. So what do you mean by extinction? Extinction means disappearing of animals from the earth. Disappearing of animals from the earth. If the people hunting the animals, so due to this, the reproduction of animals do not take place. Their young ones do not grow in the earth. So due to this, the extinction of that animals is taken place in our earth. So for this, some wildlife sanctuaries we should conserve them. They are needed to conserve. So we should conserve the wildlife animals. Okay. Next we learn about forests and their importance. Forests and their importance. Forests and their importance. Forest and their forest and their importance. Forest and their importance. We know that what is forest? Forest means a large area of land is fully covered with plants and trees. Huge plants and trees. So that is called forest. Forest means a large area of land is covered with the plants and naturally growing plants and trees. They are called forest. Then the kind of trees and plants that grow in forest depend on the soil and the climate of the place. We know that some trees did not grow in our Kerala because the soil and climate is not suited for such type of plants. So the plants, naturally growing plants, depend. Their growth is depend on the climate and soil of that place. What is forest? A forest means an area of large land is covered with naturally growing plants and trees. Okay. Next, at present, in our India, 1/4 of India's total area is covered with forest. Total area, 1/4 of India's total area is covered with what? Forest. Then, how forests are useful to us? How forests are useful for us? Yes, if the forests are present our earth, so they are very useful for us, for human beings. How it is useful for human beings? The forests add oxygen. The forests give oxygen to the air. The forests give oxygen to the air. We know that the green plants preparing their own food with the help of what? With the help of water. then sunlight and carbon dioxide and also they release lots of oxygen to the atmosphere. We know that in the atmosphere air is present. Air is the mixture of so many gases. Inside these gases we need oxygen for breathing. So the trees present in the forest give oxygen to the air, and also they help in bringing about rain. The forest helps to bringing rain. The forest helps to bringing rain. First of all, how the forest help human beings? The forest give oxygen. Forest it gives oxygen to air, and also it gives oxygen to air, and also it helps bringing rain. It all helps bringing rain. Then forest give us what all things we get from forest. We get timber. Forest gives timber for making furniture, then for making houses, etc. Then timber, firewood. Then firewood for cooking purposes. We use firewood for cooking purposes. Then rubber, gum, then resins, fruits, medicinal herbs, and many other useful things we get from their forest. Okay. So first of all, how forests help human beings? It gives oxygen to air. So the human beings survive with the oxygen, and also it helps bringing rain. The forest helps to bringing rain, and also the forest gives us timber, firewood. Then what? Timber, firewood, rubber, gum, resins, fruits, then medicinal herbs, and also many other things given to us by forest. Okay, next step. Then and also the forest give a shelter to a very large variety of plants and animals. The forest give shelter, and also it gives shelter. To a large variety of plants and animals present in the forest. It gives shelter to a large variety of plants and animals present in the forest. Okay, next step. And also the forest prevents soil erosion. And also it prevents floods. It prevents soil erosion and flood. The forest prevents soil erosion and flood. It prevents soil erosion and floods. It prevents soil erosion and floods. Then we know that inside the forest, many tribal communities are living in the forest. They are part of the nature. They are complete. Their life is completely depend on the forest. They live with the help of forest, and also they eat the things that get from the forest. So they are part of the forest. Some tribal communities are part of the forest. Okay, these are the some important things. They are that helpful for human beings. Okay, once again about the forest and their importance. How forest helpful to human beings. First of all, the forest give lots of oxygen to air. The forest give lots of oxygen to air. The forest add oxygen to air, so that the oxygen is taken by human beings for breathing purpose. Then and also next one, it helps. The forest helps bringing rain. The forest helps to bringing rain. Next one, the forest gives timber, firewood, then rubber, gum, resins, then what, fruits and many medicinal herbs, and so many things we get from forest. Then and also the forest gives shelter to a large variety of plants and animals. The forest gives shelter to a large variety of plants and animals. And also the forest prevents soil erosion and floods. The forest prevents soil erosion and floods. The forest prevents soil erosion and floods. Okay. Next we are going to learn types of forest. Types of forest. Types of forest. There are different types of main types of forest that are found in India. First one, evergreen forest or tropical forest. Tropical rainforest, evergreen forest or tropical rainforest, deciduous forest, thorny or scrub forest, mountain forest or coniferous forest, and next one is the marshy and tidal forest. Marshy and tidal forest. There are 5 types of forest present in our country. They are First one is the evergreen forest or tropical rainforest. Evergreen forest. Evergreen forest or tropical rainforest. Or tropical rainforest. Second one, deciduous forest. Deciduous forest. Third one, thorny and scrub forest. Thorny and scrub forest. Thorny and scrub forest. And the fourth one is the mountain forest or coniferous forest. Mountain forest. Mountain or coniferous forest. Coniferous, mountain forest or coniferous forest. And the fifth one is the marshy and tidal forest. Marshy and tidal forest. Marshy and tidal forest. Once again, the different types of forest present in our country are evergreen forest or tropical rainforest, evergreen forest or tropical rainforest, then deciduous forest, then thorny and scrub forest, mountain or coniferous forest, and marshy and tidal forest. Marshy and tidal forest. First of all, we learn about evergreen forest or tropical rainforest. We get from the topic about the evergreen forest, that is that the forest does not shed their leaves. All the trees does not shed their leaves at a time. So the forest is every time the forest seen as evergreen, in green color, and also this forest bringing rain. This forest bringing rain because it is an evergreen forest. Evergreen forest. So here, all of you listen. Evergreen forest remain green throughout the year. Evergreen forest remains green throughout the year. It does not shed their leaves at the same time. All the trees does not shed their leaves at the same time. It remains evergreen throughout the year. It remains evergreen throughout the year. Then the trees in these forests do not shed all their leaves at the same time, and they shed their leaves in a way that and fallen leaves get replaced with the new leaves before the next batch of leaves are shed. Next batch of leaves are shed. The old trees does not shed their leaves at once or at the same time. Okay, and also the evergreen forests are found every time warm. They are found in warm areas that receives plenty of rainfall. The evergreen forests are found in warm areas and also that receives plenty of rainfall. The evergreen forest receives plenty of rainfall. Then in India, evergreen forests are found in the slope of the Western Ghats. Evergreen forest found in slope of Western Ghats. Then in Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and also in the northeastern states such as Assam, Arunachal Pradesh and Meghalaya. Once again, where is evergreen forest is seen in our country? Yes, in the Western Ghats, the slopes of the Western Ghats, and in the Andaman and Nicobar Island, and also in the northeastern states such as Assam, Arunachal Pradesh and Meghalaya. Then mahogany, ebony and rosewood are some examples for evergreen trees. Examples for evergreen trees are mahogany, ebony and rosewood. Mahogany, ebony and rosewood are examples for some evergreen trees. Once again, about evergreen forest or tropical rainforest. The evergreen forest remains green throughout the year. Because the trees present in the evergreen forest or tropical rainforest does not shed their leaves at the same time. And also it gives plenty of rain. These forests gives plenty of rain. And also the tropical rainforest or the evergreen forest found in the slopes of Western Ghats and the Andaman and the Nicobar Islands, and in the northeastern states such as Assam, Arunachal Pradesh and Meghalaya. And also some evergreen trees found in our country are mahogany, ebony and rosewood. Mahogany, ebony and rosewood are some examples for evergreen trees. All of you understood about evergreen forest or tropical rainforest? Once again, about evergreen forest or tropical rainforest. The evergreen forest means the evergreen forest remains green throughout the year. Because the trees present in the evergreen forest does not shed their leaves at the same time. And also it gives plenty of rain. And also the evergreen forest found in the slopes of Western Ghats and in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and also in the northeastern states such as Assam, Arunachal Pradesh and Meghalaya. Some examples for evergreen trees are ebony, mahogany and rosewood. Okay, next we learn about deciduous forest. Deciduous forest. Deciduous forest. deciduous forest. Deciduous forest or monsoon 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 forest are found in the foothills of the Himalayas. They are found in the foothills of Himalaya. Foothills of Himalaya. They are found in the foothills of Himalaya. The deciduous forest or monsoon forest found in the foothills of Himalayas. Then the leaves of these trees are shed every year during the dry season. The trees of the leaves, the trees present in the deciduous forest shed their leaves during dry seasons. And also trees are mainly found here at sal, sandalwood, then teak, etc. These types of trees are found in deciduous forest. Then this forest we can see in Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka. Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka. Okay. Once again about deciduous forest or monsoon forest. Deciduous forest or monsoon forest. These deciduous forest or monsoon forest we can see in the foothills of Himalaya, and the trees present in the deciduous forest shed their leaves during the dry season, and also then some trees are present in the deciduous forest are sal, sandalwood, mahua and teak. And then the deciduous forest is found in India, in Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka. Okay, so all of you understood about the topics we learned today. Okay, all of you learned very well. Then read your text. Okay, thank you.